The Lancang-Mekong River is also known as the Danube of the East, supplying water to more than 70 million people along its path. In China, it's known as the Lancang River. Once it flows out to the southern province of Yunnan, it's called the Mekong, which runs through Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. CGTN is presenting a four-part series on water resource cooperation among these 6 countries. In the first episode, Meng Qingsheng takes a look at the severe drought that has plagued communities along this river.
In the latter half of 2019, severe drought swept across the Mekong River basin. This led to record low water levels, disrupting livelihoods. In Meng district of northern Thailand, fishing is difficult. With the smaller fish, fewer catch.
We still have rain, but it's just a small amount. It's not enough. The water level today is because of the flow from the north, not the rain. Normally at this time of year, the water level should be really high, almost reaching the riverside.
300 kilometers upstream of the Mekong is the village of Nanshan in China's Yunnan province. Locals rely heavily on cultivating pu'er tea. But rising temperatures and the lowest rainfall in decades have reduced the output.
The annual output of my tea plantation in 2018 is 150 kilograms, but in 2019 it was reduced by 2/3 to 56 kilograms. This year I only harvested 36 kilograms, a loss of 3/4. My father is more than 80 years old. He said he's never experienced such a drought. It's the very first time.
Residents here face a severe water shortage when the drought hit in 2019. It took half a year to discover alternative sources until they found this. It's now supporting 25 families along with the 4 agri-product factories. Across the entire province, water shortage caused by drought has affected over 1 million people.
The lingering drought cut off some 100 rivers in Yunnan province, drying up nearly 200 reservoirs. Latest study shows the annual rainfall of 2019 in the Lancang River basin is about 25% lower than its long-term average. And across the Lancang-Mekong River basin, the year 2019 recorded the most severe drought in over a century.
The reduced rainfall and drought in Yunnan province will have a great impact on the surface runoff. If the surface runoff is less, it affects the river's water flow.
In April, U.S. consulting company Eyes on Earth released a report which attributed the severe lack of water in the lower Mekong during the wet season of 2019 to a restriction of water flowing from the upper Mekong. In response, the Intergovernmental Mekong River Commission said the findings did not reflect the actual hydrological conditions. It explained the drought was due largely to a shortened rainy season and an El Niño event that triggered higher temperatures and higher rates of evaporation.
What we found is that the monsoon rain began, almost 2 weeks late and stopped a bit earlier, about 3 weeks earlier than usual. What we received is that only about 75% of rainfall that we received in 2019 as compared to the previous or normal year.
The after effects of the drought continues to plague China and some Mekong countries. The pu'er tea production may need 3 to 5 years for a full recovery. In Meng, some farmers find it difficult to pump water for their crops.
I need to have very long pipes to pump water, and I need to pump very often for watering my crops. My harvest is not 100%. Some of my crops have died.
The Lancang-Mekong countries are now conducting a joint study on the 2019 drought and low water flows. The findings will help improve data sharing, promote coordination, and ensure more effective responses to droughts and water flow issues. Meng Qingsheng, CGTN, Yunnan Province.